and then here on BBC Radio Northampton. Now, there are quite a lot of stories that come out from the University of Northampton. I think before too much longer, Northampton will be able to call itself a university town. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a really good thing to be able to do. The thing is, that relationship between university and town could well be saving lives in the very near future. Mhairi Livingston, Dr Mhairi Livingston, is a lecturer in Health and Society at Northampton University. James Bennett and Kayla Butler are third-year immunology and health students, and they're volunteering on a project which is aimed principally at students, but also welcomes the general public in as well. Let's have a chat with them. Welcome to all three of you. Nice to have you in. Thank you for taking the time. Dr Livingston, I presume. How many times has that been said?
A few.
Just a few. What are you setting up via the University of Northampton?
We're setting up a marrow group, which is part of the Anthony Nolan Research Institute down in London. And basically they're the biggest register for people who want to donate bone marrow or stem cells to people with blood disorders, especially leukemia and cancers. And basically what happened in 1997, a student at Nottingham University, his friend got leukemia, and you've only got a 1 in 4 chance of finding a matched donor who can give you their stem cells or their bone marrow if you've got a blood disorder, and he didn't have anybody in his family, so you have to look for an unrelated person to donate their stem cells or bone marrow to you. So this boy was so keen, his friend didn't have a match and he wanted to help him, so he asked his friends at uni if they would all like to donate a sample of sputum in order to have their DNA typed, which would allow them to go on the register and maybe be a match for that person. So we've set up our own marrow group at Northampton Uni to do this.
Kayla, it sounds very simple. You spit into a pot and eventually somebody might tell you if you're going to be a bone marrow donor. Is it that simple?
Yes, it is. If you come to the library at Park Campus on the 12th or 13th, our trained recruiters will take you through the process. You sign a form and use our spit kit, and that will then be sent away to our labs, and then we will let you, the Anthony Nolan will let you know whether or not you are a match.
Why did you want to volunteer to be part of this particular group setting the club up?
It is really going to make a difference, and as Mhairi said, a lot of the time this has been set up because someone's got something like leukemia, and it's very good for us to now catch it before someone has leukemia, so we've got the register there, and it's going to save lives.
James, I guess from an immunology and health perspective, you as students are probably better genned up than the rest of your fellow students at the university. So what was their reaction to you when you said, we're going to set up a marrow club?
Well, for a lot of them, a lot of people were interested, but believe it or not, even as an immunology student, we never knew about this until we got to third year. A different lecturer of ours, Dr Lee Machado, first introduced us to the video. And obviously sort of Mhairi built upon this and started getting all of us interested. Some of us basically signed up before the university, but this has given us an opportunity to get it out there, tell everyone within the uni. I mean, there's still a lot of people who don't know, which is the point of Monday and Tuesday. And we're just hoping that we can get a lot of people to join in because, again, as I said, it's not an opportunity you get every day to save a life.
Kayla was saying where people could go, and it's on Monday and Tuesday of next week. You're looking for a particular age range of person, and that's for some people who will be very much at the youth end of the university community, but also people who might be at the upper end of the university community too.
Yes, absolutely. It's between 16 and 30. And once you're on the register, you'll be on it until you're 60. And they do accommodate for a lot of changes in life, and by all means, update your details if something happened. They take a brief sort of look into your medical history. But after the sputum sample is donated, if you are a potential match, there are a lot more rigorous tests afterward to make sure that you are the best possible match for the unfortunate individual.
Kayla, James says that it wasn't something that you, as a group, you'd necessarily touched on in your studies until you got to the third year. You're now in the third year. So you said this is definitely going to make a difference. You said that very, very passionately. You believe that doing something like this is really of importance within community groups across the UK. It's a big community.
It is, and I would encourage other universities to set up their own marrow group. 2/3 of cases rely on the Anthony Nolan register to find a match. So if we can increase the register, then there's a higher chance that we can find a match and you can potentially save someone's life.
sometimes we hear headline stories from parents who have nothing to do with any university, never mind the University of Northampton, saying that time is rushing and running out for their individual family members. Typically, it's a child. It's somebody who is young in the family. From your point of view as a lecturer, you're responsible for young people's lives. When you hear those stories, when you see those stories in the press, and you see this kind of organic support coming forward, it must be a very heartwarming thing.
Yes, it is. It's it makes a lump in your throat, and it's beautiful because since 1997, there's over 100,000 donors have registered through marrow groups of the 50 universities around the UK, and actually there's some in Europe as well. And a third of all the donors have come from the marrow groups in the last year. So we're a vitally important group to help save people's lives, and you can't put a value on saving somebody.
So young, vibrant people, the best brains, if you like, in the UK in our universities. That's possibly true. I don't know. We'll have to have a look at your coursework and see whether that's true or not. But as far as setting the club up and getting people involved, what's been the reaction from the community at the university so far? How many have you got?
We've had unbelievable support. We've got over 30 donor volunteers to help us on Monday just to get set up and started. And then we've got representatives from Anthony Nolan coming to talk to the students to give them roles for the 2 days as well. So we're looking for a huge turnout. And members of the public can come to the library on Monday and Tuesday, anytime between 10 and 6, into the library forecourt. And the simple process, you just fill in a form to give your consent, donate some sputum, and that gets sent away for testing. The other thing I wanted to say was, if you're over 30 and you feel that you can't be a donor, you can't register right now, there's a lot you can do. You can help with volunteering, you can help with fundraising. So if you go to anthonynolan.org, you can register to be a donor even if you can't turn up on Monday and Tuesday, and also you can register to do other things to help with the community.
Final question for the two of you as students. I would ask Mhairi this, but I know what the answer will be already, so I'm going to ask you two. You are the next generation. You are the generation that are studying here in our county, in my hometown. How important do you see that collaboration, given that Mhairi's just said that the general public can come along and be part of this as well? How important from within the university, as the university's community, how important do you see that link between the general public of Northampton and Northamptonshire and the university that you're now studying in? James?
Incredibly. I mean, it's sort of an opportunity to sort of open the gates between the two. And I mean, what a better cause to do it, to sort of invite the public into the ins and outs of the university. And I mean, as I said, it's not every day you can save a life. But obviously, building on that in a slightly different direction, I apologise. We don't want the public to feel limited, like they have to arrive on Monday or Tuesday, because obviously it's not for everyone. They won't necessarily be able to make it, and some people know things about bone marrow that they find frightening. But I just want to put it out there that there is actually videos on Anthony Nolan and YouTube, and they basically take you through the whole process, and it's actually quite comforting. Like, even stuff I didn't know as an immunology student, which slap myself on the head for. But
do it gently, please. Do it gently. We don't want to hurt any brain cells. Kayla, I'm sure you would echo what James has just said.
Yeah, I would, and we want to be able to get everyone together and be just one community. There shouldn't really be a separation between the university and the general public. We want to be working together to achieve this goal and potentially save a lot of lives.
Great opportunity to hold hands together. It is one community. It's the community of human beings right here in our county. The work goes on. There are 50 student marrow societies in the universities of this nation. Now there's one right here in our county at the University of Northampton. If you want to find out more about the work of the Anthony Nolan Trust, you can go to www.Anthony, and that's Anthony with an H, by the way, Anthony Nolan, Nolan, anthonynolan.org. All the details are there, and if you want to go along, then Monday and Tuesday of next week at the Park Campus Library. Don't go to St George's Avenue. It's the Park Campus Library. There will be people there who will be able to point you in the right direction. You spit into a tube, and ultimately you could save someone's life from doing so. It's not quite that straightforward, but the introduction is completely painless, very, very quick, and you really could do something quite remarkable. James Bennett and Kayla Butler are from, Butler. James Bennett and Kayla Butler from Immunology and Health, and Dr Mhairi Livingston from Health and Society at Northampton University. Guys, thanks very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck with the club.